And that is another fight card for the books. UFC Vegas 101 is over. But this is what happened at the fight card. Let's get right into it. Mackenzie Dern versus Almedia VS 2. Let's go. So I've written out a little thing here, a little list of things that we've got that happened in the fights tonight. I did the first two fights together. They were very enjoyable. They were okay compared to the full card. They weren't as good as I thought they were. The second fight won by Fatima Klein. She got it done as the first KO/TKO of the night and of 2025. But the first fight, who was won by Nurullo Alayev, who had control time in all 3 rounds, had won by unanimous decision. While the next 2 fights were entertaining. Lots of grappling, so I can understand that people won't really enjoy that much, but there's lots of grappling up against the fence. And it was our very first split decision with the fight Crtis versus Cagliari. The next fight, Jacobe Smith with a huge knockout right hand, left hook, KO. They were both trading. Smith was fast. That's really what I got out of that. Smith was very fast. They were both trading quite a bit, and a huge right hand, left hook knockout stoppage for Jacobe Smith. Our first official knockout of the fight card. Moises versus Ogden was our next fight on the fight card. Again, we're getting better. This fight was very enjoyable too. I said Ogden won the first round and then Moises took the second because he sat Ogden down with calf kicks. He then continues to lather him up on the ground, and then the third round went to a decision which was unanimous in Moises' favour. Next up, we have Ihor Potieria versus Marco Tulio. Potieria versus Tulio. Round 1 gives us the first foul of 2025 with a groin shot to Potieria's cup. Potieria gets KO'd moments after that. He got up, took his time that he needed, took about, I think, 3 minutes, and then he got knocked out moments later of returning to the fight with a huge knockout coming from Tulio. Next up was Moises Johnson versus Felipe Bunes. Bunes gets an armbar in round 1. Johnson in overweight. He landed great strikes to start us off, but Bunes gets the armbar, stays on it, and gets it. That's the first sub of 2025. And that's the end of your prelims. Now we move on to your main card. Punahele Soriano versus Bunes Medić. Bunes Medić got knocked out immediately, almost immediately, 31 seconds into round number 1. Not much happened. I can't really speak on much of this fight. It was so instant. I wasn't expecting it to be as quick. I think this is the first fight that I actually predicted wrong. Actually, speaking of predictions, put them in here now. These are the predictions that I had going into the full card. Next up was Christian Rodriguez versus Austin Bashi. Now Bashi having his debut tonight. Christian Rodriguez, they call him like the debut Grim Reaper because he keeps taking out everyone who has their debuts. I put here that Rodriguez almost finished Bashi in round 1 with a ghillie. Don't be silly, jump the ghillie. But Bashi makes it out and gets on back of Rod, and it doesn't lead to anything. Then in round 2, Bashi found his rhythm in this round, lots of control, takedowns, and good striking. And then in the third round, Rodriguez found his way back, took over, and kept his distance. Next up was Crtis versus Roman Kopylov. Oof, very controversial ending to this one. Lots of illegal moves coming from Roman Kopylov. Great work from both fighters, lots of action. Kopylov hurts Crtis at the end of round 2, and then in round 3, Kopylov cracks Crtis, and then it was a close fight on the feet, and then Kopylov takes down Crtis. And then moments later, this is where I was obviously typing it during that happening, because I wasn't expecting anything, and then Crtis went down with a head kick and 1 second left to go, and Crtis gets TKO'd. Possibly a terrible call. With it being so close and the fact that Kopylov walked off, the ref could have just, Mark Smith could have just allowed it, just been like, yeah. He looked like he was recovering. Kopylov didn't follow up with anything. In my opinion, I think it was a terrible call because Kopylov had walked off, Crtis was getting back to his feet, and yeah, with 1 second left to go, you heard the clackers go. I don't know why Mark Smith called it off that late. Next up, Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Alhassan. This I did not expect. Cesar Almeida dropped by a huge right hand from Abdul Alhassan, and then moments later, Alhassan and Almeida on the feet. Alhassan is landing, and then Cesar catches Alhassan with a right hook and KOs Alhassan in round 1, 4 minutes and 16 seconds. I didn't expect that to happen. That was huge. And then probably my favorite fight on the fight card. My favorite fight on this full card is this one, which is Ponzinibbio versus Colston Harris. Ponzinibbio got dropped twice, badly hurt in round 1. He had good times and had good control and good takedown defense, but in round 1 it didn't really matter because Carlston Harris was just barring him realistically. I also put Carlston Harris was catching him with very awkward right hands. They were, because he'd throw them and they'd go down an angle, but they'd also be clubbering at the same time. So it looked very, very awkward, and yeah, it was just very awkward. And then Ponzinibbio keeps landing the cleanest right hand of the fight. Yeah, Ponzinibbio's right hands were clean. He kept them at a range and they were straight right hands. No bend in the elbows, it was straight and it was clean. But Harris was using his jab, moving back and forth, doing lots of damage. And a lot of damage has been dealt to both of them. Ponzinibbio wins by stoppage in round 3. What a fight.
What a guy, what a night. UFC 298, Anaheim, California. Certainly one for the books. What a guy, that's fucking gay.
Back and forth, could have lost it in round 1, come back in round 2, and then round 3 finished. And now we move on to Mackenzie Dern versus Almedia Ribas. Interesting start. Ribas did a lot better with the striking, while Dern did a lot better with the kicks, which you're going to understand why in a bit. Towards the end of the round, Dern gets a takedown, but Ribas defended it. Still not much action down there. A lot of grappling in round 2, almost no armbar for Dern. Kind of leads you into something. And then in round 3, Mackenzie Dern gets the takedown. Ribas gets on top. They switch positions, and then Dern gets this armbar submission that she is looking for the second round. And that is your fight card, everybody. What is my overall thoughts and opinions on this fight card? I thought it was fun. I thought we had a very slow start, but it built up, it built better, and it was just, yeah, by the end of it, it was very fun. Obviously, you have the few hit and misses here and there, the illegal moves, illegal strikes and all that, which sucks, but it was still very enjoyable to watch. I recommend checking it out if you haven't checked it out, and if you enjoy MMA, check it out. But that's it from me. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy the fights? Did you watch fights? And let me know. Will you be here next week for UFC 311 and the Misfits fight card? I'll catch you there. But this is just my thoughts and my opinions. So thank you all for joining me for the stream, for this video. And I'll catch you all next week for UFC 311. I'll see you in a bit. Take care and peace.